the site where the Boston Tea Party happened back in 1773. This location is where these angry colonists who were mad about taxation without representation dumped over 300 tons of tea.
We're aboard the Brig Beaver right now. Got a large mob just came down of 150 people, 55 of which boarded this ship. And amongst them were not, in fact, Samuel Adams and John Hancock, who led the meeting up at Old South and then decided not to do any of the heavy lifting with us. Stayed up there for the next 15 minutes and went home.
Some of the biggest misconceptions I often find people with the Tea Party is that a lot of people think that they dress like Native Americans. And well, to some extent that's true, but not in order to fool people into thinking a tribe of native people 100 miles away from here had just broke into the wharf and dumped all the tea. No, that notion's ridiculous. No, the real reason they did so is they dressed with the symbol of the Mohawk. It is a symbol used by the Sons of Liberty at this time to differentiate not only just themselves from other British citizens, or mainly those from England, but also as a symbol of independence for America itself, really before there's any notion of Lady Liberty or some other figure like that. And the reason they do that is because, well, a lot of colonists had fought in the French and Indian Wars against the Mohawk tribe, and they are a very they're a very good adversary. Yes, that's one of the biggest misconceptions. And another one is everyone always thinks that we don't like tea. Tea is the most popular drink in Boston at the time, my friend. That's why they sent tea to Boston in the first place. If we weren't drinking it, it wouldn't be profitable. There's no reason to send tea. So, the thing that we have most against it is the fact that it's tax levied on us without representation in Parliament. So, that is the biggest problem. We do love tea. We also don't like taxes very much. No one likes taxes. That's a surprising number. We do like tea, and we did dress up natives, but not to fool everyone as a political symbol.
And this right here is where they had the meetings that led up to the Boston Tea Party. We're standing in front of Paul Revere's house. This is the guy who rode through the countryside and told everybody that the Redcoats were coming. Behind me is the church that Paul Revere came, and they put the lights up, which was one by land and two by sea, that the troops were coming. So here they put one light in there to let the people know that the British were coming, or the troops were coming by land. So we're here in the graveyard that has some of the most famous people buried, such as behind me we have John Hancock, which is the signer of the Declaration of Independence. And then also in the back there we have Paul Revere's grave as well. So we got some history from a local tour guide about Paul Revere. The fun fact was that Paul Revere was actually the first person to identify a dead body using dental records, because he was actually the town dentist. So with all the amazing history we're learning today, let's stop here and look at the world's oldest Chipotle. Actually, it's just a Chipotle in an old building. We are standing right now at the site of the Boston Massacre, which happened in 1770. Also, under this balcony right here is the first time that the Boston people ever heard the Declaration of Independence. Behind me is the USS Constitution, which was built in 1780, and it is the oldest commissioned warship. So Phil, give me some history about the USS Constitution.
It's a Revolutionary era ship, one of our early American ships, and it got its nickname Old Ironsides because the British cannons couldn't penetrate its hull and they'd bounce off.
We are at the last stop of our tour. Here we are standing at the start of the Revolutionary War at the Battle of Lexington and Concord. On this side we had the British forces, and on the other side we had the colonialists, and this was where the shot happened that was heard around the world.